Imagine if instead of being here in this conference room in Orlando, Florida, you were instead at your favorite retreat destination. Take a moment to consider where that would be. A beach, or the mountains, or a ski resort. How would your body and your breath be different if you were there instead of here? How would you feel if you were there instead of here? And most importantly, how would you return back to the opportunities and challenges of your leadership from a retreat like that? Mindfulness gives us the exact same capacity to experience a relaxed, peaceful, trouble-free, and distraction-free retreat within our own self. And the best part is that we don't have to go anywhere. We can experience it right here, right now, in this conference room in Orlando, Florida. So good morning and welcome. Thank you for being here. My name is Pooja Madan. I'm a mindful leadership consultant and the founder of the Mindfulness Map. And today we're going to explore 5 different styles of mindfulness. 5 really simple, really quick, really practical mini retreats that you can take within yourself at any given time of the day, so that you can access those really powerful inner resources. And when you return back to the world, you find that you have more focus, a deeper sense of purpose. The decisions you make are better. There's more flexibility in how we show up with people, more access to innovative ideas. But before we practice those mindfulness techniques today, I want to share with you the depth and the scope of how mindfulness can impact and enhance leadership. When we talk about mindfulness and the qualities that I'm going to share with you on what gets cultivated and fortified within us, these qualities aren't just extrinsically acquired or intellectually processed. They become such a deep part of us, just like our liver is a part of us or our sense of humor is a part of us. We can't extract ourselves out of those things. These qualities become so deeply ingrained in us that we then don't have to do anything to be those qualities. We really just have to be. And to me, that is the most powerful and miraculous thing about mindfulness. We begin to embody Gandhi's words that we must be the change we wish to see in the world. We begin a ripple effect. Every single leader who chooses to embrace mindfulness becomes a catalyst for change, because she shows up with such deep alignment between who she is, what she believes, what matters, and how she shows up with her choices, with her actions, with her words. And that energy is contagious and palpable. And they say that a rising tide lifts all boats. And in that lies the power of mindfulness, that by showing up as more mindful, we begin a ripple effect of mindfulness around us. So I want you to consider that after this session today, when you step out, it's totally possible that the way you show up, the presence with which you present yourself in every interaction that you have, that person can feel it, and in turn, they are then inspired to be just a little bit more mindful and intentional and conscious in their own leadership and in their own life. So with that, let's talk about the qualities that mindfulness has a profound impact on. And I've been told that the slides moves with the down button, not the up button. So let's see if that works. I'm hitting the down button. There it is. I'm going to be mindful of the clicker doing its thing. Resilience and agility. Mindfulness begins to rewire the brain so that we can manage our emotions more productively and effectively. You know how sometimes we can get so caught up in a feeling. It becomes a train that we just don't know how to get off. Mindfulness helps us to take a step away from that chaos in our minds. What I like to lovingly refer to as a pause for the cause. And what is that cause exactly? The cause is your personal well-being, but as a result of that, the well-being of everyone around you. So we are able to reset, recharge, and return back to the exact same situation, but with a different and often a more positive perspective. Vision and leadership. Leaders who practice mindfulness begin to develop skills such as inspiring a shared vision, not getting everybody on board, not just because they have to, but they want to. Demonstrating moral intelligence. Mindful leaders also tend to make more conscious choices that benefit the individual, the team, the organization, and the planet. Focus and clarity. I want to say that in my work, productivity is probably the biggest beneficiary of mindfulness-based practices. Leaders who practice mindfulness report that they have a better working memory. They're able to focus better, they make better decisions, they prioritize better, and they don't switch between tasks so much. They're able to be present so much with one thing at a time that they end up feeling way more fulfilled and satisfied and prideful of the work that they're doing. 66% of leaders who practice mindfulness report that they make better decisions and have better focus as a result of practicing mindfulness. Conflict resolution. When teams are led by mindful leaders, it results in stronger and healthier team dynamics. 91% of people who are either led by mindful leaders or practice mindfulness themselves say that they have a better experience of work culture because of that. Mindful leaders also learn, and we do this training a lot, conscious communication frameworks, so that leaders are not only addressing conflict when it comes up, but they're actually preventing it even. So there is a way to use language that is not triggering or for anybody. So nobody is getting on the defensive to begin with. Creativity and innovation. So we are here today, and the whole premise of this Healthcare Revolution conference is that healthcare is broken, and we need to fix it. And then Albert Einstein tells us that you cannot solve a problem with the same consciousness with which it was created. And mindfulness helps us take that leap into an entirely different state of consciousness. It puts us in such deep states of relaxation that we are able to shift our consciousness into a state of wonderment and curiosity, as if we know nothing about this problem. 46% of leaders say that they are able to tackle problems with better, creative, innovative ideas as a result of a regular mindfulness practice. Other industries are suffering from this too. Sears is shut down. Artificial intelligence is wiping jobs out. There is a dire need for leaders to remain innovative, but not out of a sense of fear, but out of a sense of expansion and creativity. Empathy and compassion. If you think about all the people who are suffering from a broken healthcare system, if we think about all the changes that could happen if our leadership was guided by empathy and compassion, it begins with an individual leader feeling empowered enough to do that. Mindfulness reduces perceived threats. And I say perceived because not everything that we think is a threat is really a threat. We have lenses and filters through which we see things and people, and mindfulness just wipes them clean. So as a result of that, leaders who practice mindfulness show up with a calmer, more collaborative, more open-minded, and less judgmental temperament. And finally, in connection with this, we have diversity and inclusion. Think of the people who are most suffering from our healthcare challenges, who are most vulnerable to them. Imagine if they had some opportunity to be included in the decision-making processes. Mindfulness helps us get there. It reduces unconscious bias, whether it has to do with race or gender or age. Mindful leaders begin to see others as equals. They rely less on previously established associations. And as a result of that, they hire and train and lead in an inclusive spirit, but they also interact and build with that same inclusive spirit. There's a statistic on this that I'm forgetting. So how do we embody these qualities? How do we achieve these results? It begins with one baby step. One choice that you all made to be here this morning, 7:45. It's a bit early, but you're here. So we're going to practice a mindfulness exercise. I want to take care of some housekeeping before we do that. My first invitation for you is that we turn off your phones, please. This is your time for you. You've made it this far, this early. Give yourself a full 15 minutes of distraction-free time. If you have a form in front of you, this is a really good time to fill it out. We want to see what the impact is of this mindfulness exercise on your well-being. For those of you who filled it out, check how you're feeling. Are you comfortable? Do you need to adjust your seat? Are you cold? Do you need to pull out your jacket? Do you need to rest your back? So we're going to go through 5 different techniques. Hopefully this is the first and the last time that you're going to need me for this. After that, this is yours to take, do with it, practice. I highly recommend that you turn your eyes, close your eyes throughout the entire 5 different techniques that I'll guide you through. We process so much information with our eyes. It helps to just switch off. This is your opportunity to experience a mini retreat. And if you're ready, then you can close your eyes. So as you settle in, we will practice our first mindfulness technique. And that is to bring all your awareness to the sounds around you. Open your hearing 360 degrees, as if your ears were giant radars. And begin by focusing on the more obvious sounds. Anything you hear outside this room, the sound of the AC, and And then gently expand your awareness to the more subtle sounds within and around you. Can you hear your breath? Can you listen to the sound of your heart beating inside your chest? Is there the sound of fabric rustling around you? Listen as if these sounds are brand new to you, without any judgment, simply noticing them with a sense of curiosity and openness. Wonderful. Staying with this acute awareness, all the sounds, big and small, no judgment, just watching. Now we'll ease into our next mindfulness technique. And you can keep your eyes closed to this one as well. For this one, I'm going to invite you to bring your focus to your breath. You're not changing how you breathe. Instead, you're simply falling in tune with the rhythm of your breath. The rise and fall of your belly as you breathe in and breathe out. If it helps, you can place one hand on your belly to help you deepen this awareness of air moving through your body. Again, you're doing this without any judgment, any sense of right or wrong. You're simply an observer. And you become so tuned to your breath that nothing else exists or matters right now. And slowly begin to intentionally take longer, deeper breaths. Count till 4 each time you breathe in and breathe out. If any thoughts come up for you, that's totally normal. Just gently return your awareness back to your breath. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. And check in as the observer if anything feels different as you breathe more deeply and intentionally. Keeping this 4 count inhale and exhale, we will move into our third mindfulness technique. For this, I invite you to bring your awareness to your body and scan it from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And again, with no judgment, check if there's any tightness or tension you might be holding anywhere. It could be your jaws, your neck, shoulders, belly, hips. Simply bringing your awareness to this area that feels tight or tense. And the next time you find yourself breathing out, breathe specifically into that area that feels tight or stiff. Using 4 counts with every exhale to release and relax that part of your body. Again, checking in how you're able to bring yourself back to these powerful relaxed places within you in a few simple steps. Now we'll move into our fourth mindfulness technique. As you continue to breathe and relax your body, I invite you to take a moment and check what you are able to appreciate right now. Perhaps you have gratitude for something about yourself, or maybe it has to do with another person or place or experience. Whatever comes up for you is perfect. It can be a small blessing or a big one. It really doesn't matter. As you reflect on this blessing, in your mind, say thank you 3 times to get really grounded into this feeling of appreciation and gratitude. And keeping this appreciation with you, we will move into the last mindfulness technique of this session. As you continue to breathe slowly and intentionally, as you consciously release stress from your body, and as you remain in a state of appreciation, I invite you to feel into your intention for today. Take a moment to reflect on what you would like to build, create, or nurture today. And not chasing after this answer, letting it come to you, being receptive and open, creating a connectedness with who you are and what truly matters, and identifying one word or one phrase as your intention. And keeping that intention as your guiding force to support you. Take a deep breath in and keep sipping air till you can't sip anymore. And then let it out with a big sigh. Arriving back, feeling the weight of your body resting on this chair. Feeling the air on your skin. Keeping your breath long, deep, and slow. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for being here, giving this gift of presence to yourself.